This is Karthik, and I'm going to guide you towards the QA to AI. And this is mostly the fifth or sixth batch that we have done this year, where we are trying to look at our current software test engineers and see how we can advance them and enhance their capabilities using AI tools. A quick introduction on me, team. I've spent a lot of time overall in the IT industry, over 27 years. Core of it has been across various positions, but since 2009, it's all been software test automation, quality engineering. And what I do is I play a role of an enterprise architect to solve the larger quality engineering and software testing challenges. And that is where I bring in a lot of tools. Sometimes there are certain tools that are already existing that we use, or we have to propose new ones. So it's a constant journey that I go through where I get to learn new things, experience new things, try and make prototypes and see if those solutions work. So that is where a lot of my focus has been going on, team. Now, what I've done is just to emphasize where we're going, and before we can get started, I want to take a few poll questions, and then maybe if any one of you have questions, feel free to raise your hand. I'll unmute you. Let's talk about it. We already have some of the audience who wants to have some questions. This is the first question, team, that I've just put it on your screen. What I'm trying to say is, are you currently in IT? Because this session is very focused towards software test automation, software test engineers and their career. So I'm trying to see how we could, where you are. Do we have people who are working in QA/QV or in dev or in other IT? I've got about 44% votes in. If I get all of you, then we can quickly move through the polls. It will help us overall to identify who we are as an audience, and then we can explore more. Thank you. Thank you. Let me close the poll and share the poll. Team, I've never seen a poll that is so clear. It is all 100% QA/QE. And thank you all for joining this boot camp. We're going to spread it across 2-3 weeks, and not 2-3 weeks, 2 weekends, but we'll also do a few activities during the weekdays that will totally align you. So team, what we're going to do and how we're going to approach, I'm going to slowly come to it. There's no rocket science in it. We'll go through everything. Let me talk about your 2026 career goal, team. I don't know why this is multi-level. It's either you're taking your first job, looks like none of you are doing that, keeping your current job and learning new skills, or grow in where you are. And the reason is I want to talk about two things, team. One, making sure if we are already in a field in software testing as part of the project, how do you continue to be there? How do you continue to add value? Second is how can you learn new innovative skills that you can take and improve what you're doing within your projects. So that's very important. Great, let's do this. And it's very nice that I'm able to get a good gauge of who the audience is. I'm closing this poll, team, and sharing it with you all. Close. Oops, I don't need that. Share. So there are some of you still looking for work, and that is important, team. I want to address anyone who's looking for work. It is not easy. It's not an easy market, and that is where I believe that you need some more support. And with the advent of AI and what it can give to us, we can achieve a lot of things, team. And today's session, I'm keeping it more non-technical. We will progress into a little of the topics, but any questions that you have in your career overall, let's talk about it. One more poll before I let the audience speak on what they're looking for, what the expectations are. And I also have a few mind maps to show, team, from previous, so it's easy for you. This is an interesting one. What do you think is the future of QA? When I say QA, I'm using a short abbreviation. Quality assurance overall as an industry term, could be industrial level, manufacturing side, distribution, any QA. So we are talking software testing in our case. What's our future, team? Are there going to be QA jobs in 2026, or fewer jobs, or plenty smaller, lesser paid roles? I mean, or we have to migrate to other fields away from QA or IT itself into core business. It's too aggressive to think that AI is going to adapt so quickly among humans. It will to a certain level. Will it be able to do all that we want? We don't know. My belief is very strong on one thing, team. AI is helping engineers, architects, entrepreneurs build quick product solutions and deploy. In that range of build, the ability to build so quickly and deploy, I do not think quality will be ignored. It has to be done. And I would not rely totally on an automation. In fact, when we were all manual testing in 2000s or early 2010s, we were scared of automation. And now we migrated onto automation. Now it's the same thing with AI. That's what I talk about. Great. So this is the output, team. Again, 83%, 67%. For bottom, I mean, middle to taking out. Yeah. I think there'll be fewer QA jobs. We've seen where a lot of people have not shown efficiency wherever human efficiency was needed. That is where we're trying to emphasize more. Great. I think enough of polls for now. I hope you can see the screen back. Here is a very quick overview, team, and I'll open up the audience to your questions before we continue further. So these were very old notes, like some are 80 days, 100 days, and so on, 150 days. But they have the same message, team. I'm talking about Notebook LM. I don't know how many of you are aware, notebooklm.google.com. I use it as my simple research RAG model. What I try and do in my life as a professional with available AI tools is not overcomplicate with finding the best solution. What can everything do? No, take a simple solution or existing SaaS based like Notebook LM and see what you can do with it. So don't waste your time in exploring, team. Stick with something simple and play around more. Now, what I'm doing here is I've taken all the old boot camps, videos, intros, and all that so that we get a concept. One of the things that Notebook LM does is once you put a context to it, you are able to go dive deep. So there's a studio where earlier there were only 2 or 3 options when it's launched. Now it has a lot of things, team. So things like that, the first thing that I would start with is a mind map. Let me spend 2 minutes on this. Quality engineering, AI, evolution, a comprehensive guide. Let's see what it says. Okay. So team, you know the primary difference between QV and QA, correct? So the fact that quality engineering is a layer overall above quality assurance, where we measure, where we have metrics, where we have automation, where we have research, where we have little engineering, which is helping the overall QA. And that together becomes very important. So when I have a Notebook LM and I'm able to dig deeper into each topic. So let's say I want to talk about QES tollgate. Look at this, so important. We might do, even before smoke, unit testing as developers want to do it. We are not trying yet. Yes, there are simple components like JUnit, TestNG, or PyTest that can help them do component level till, but there's a lot we can do, team. Contract testing, there's so many new concepts that are coming up, especially in the microservices world. So shift left testing is going to happen in a very, very aggressive way now. And that is what we'll talk about. Transition to AI, this is important. Similar to manual automation shift, potentially easier to learn. Reasons for AI and QA. Let's see what it says. So for me, I will share these links. I think it should be publicly viewable. This is great research, team, that we together as a group can do. and make sure that we are on the common understanding. What is it that we're trying to deliver? We want to become the better software test engineers in 2026 who solves magnitude of problems for a large to medium enterprise where they have a lot of applications working, consistent deliveries, weekly or bi-weekly sprints, and so on. These are where we should explore team career evaluation sorry, for Kiwi professionals. Bootcamp format, I don't want to talk much, but at the high level team, this will help you as well in case you have questions. I will go through everything hands on. I will start doing things the way I'm supposed to do as a mid-level or beginner software test engineer given a project. And I'll talk about how we are supposed to approach it in a real world. If you are interested to do some project work on weekdays, fantastic team. It is very interesting what we're doing. We're using some amazing AI tools with our offshore team. So you're welcome to join that. We've come a long way. Some of you actually participated in it and contributed and still are. And we're also doing the certifications. Now, all of this we're going to do by end of this year. Certifications on one, you completed a training is simply a simple one, but we're focusing more on your skills as a future test engineer, be it automation, AI, all those mix of skills. And there is no way we can say that, no, I don't know the skills. We each have to be absolutely proficient in what they do, specifically with our software testing team. Look at your software test life cycle, right from your requirements all the way to production release and all that cycle of defects, correct? In every phase of what we do, how can we take benefit? What can a large language model help me with? Maybe it can help me generate test cases. It's no more maybe. The maybe was solved about 1.5 years ago by one of the first chat GPT versions. Today, what we are seeing is it doing amazingly well. I never used chat GPT before 2 months team. I just started very recently. And for me, the intent is very simple. How do I make our community, our students, and what we do overall software test engineers successful into the next era? And we have to be strongly positioned there. That is where my focus is. So I asked this question: suggest good prompts for guiding a software test engineer towards a successful career in QA/QE. The way I'm trying to teach also has changed now. I'm using AI wherever I can in simple way, not in a complex way. Let's not talk about prompt engineering, context engineering, all that. What are the prompts? And look at this: career development and road mapping prompts. Help me build 1 year, 3 year, blah, blah. Analyze my existing skills, identify gaps. Beautiful. Give me a learning plan for becoming a full stack QA engineer. I've rarely seen someone using a word called full stack QA engineer. Yeah, because cloud, CI/CD, databases, microservices, there is no end to what we're supposed to know. Sometimes we join a project in software testing and we think that, oh, we're only going to do API. Then we
Yeah, I'm not able to hear you.
Oh, I'm so sorry, team. How long was this for?
The last 2 minutes, I guess.
2 minutes?
1 2 minutes. Yeah.
All right. So thank you for letting me know. I was so focused on speaking that I didn't even realize I went on mute, I guess. But it didn't show me here. Hope my audio is good. Let me try and rephrase what I was speaking about.
Yeah, yeah. We are able to hear you now clearly. Thank you.
Thank appreciate it. One second. All right. So I was saying that these are good outputs. We have to go through them at length. I've asked the same to Grok and Google Gemini. Each one is giving me its own way of thinking, team. And remember, these are LLMs or big LLMs now, where every day it can give you a different answer depending on the context, whatever. And as long as you are able to take quick and actionable information and insights, that's important, team. This is the way we will look at it. So these three prompts that started, I'm going to keep them and keep enhancing them through our sessions. The same I've asked with Gemini. And what I'm doing is I'm documenting everything in our December QA to AI. So I'll share this folder with you. This is the summary of what we did in the previous ones. We're going to be going through all of these concepts again. But where I wanted to start with is in today's session, identify an application that we can do, application and a test for UI and API. How does a new QA engineer get started? Some of the baby steps using LLMs. But that's the first thing. But let's go with the audience and calls or any questions first, please. Are you all mostly? Let me see. Anyone with questions? Naresh. Okay, I was. Hi, Naresh. Yes, please. How are you doing?
Yeah, yeah, good, Karthik. How are you? I
Great. Very
hope you're
excited
good.
to speak to this audience, and they're all right in the phase of our QA. So excited. Thank you.
I think my questions is correlated to many of your folks, I think. So let me introduce myself, Karthik. I am Naresh Reddy. I'm 14 years of experience into the QTPFT and test complete, coded UI, Selenium C Sharp, Selenium Java.
Mhm.
And last 4.5 years onwards, I'm working with the Playwright TypeScript and Playwright JavaScript. I'm working as one of the biggest product-based organization as a technical lead, come architect,
Excellent.
into the complete automation guy. I'm a full of automation guy, 100% automation guy. QTP to Playwright till now. I worked into the REST shop, REST Azure, and API Playwright as well as mobile automation, many into the complete automation side only. And I'm hearing from many days onwards regarding this AI. And I got many mails regarding IT, this IT learn and other institutions.
Mhm.
I got
Mhm.
many emails and all the stuff actually. So in upcoming days, what is AI? Even we are using the AI, but ChatGPT, Gemini CLI, and all these stuff we are using actually in the Playwright. We are using the agents and all for
Mhm.
executing and implementing the fast automation scripts and all the stuff we are using actually GitHub Copilot and all, right? So instead of these one, in upcoming days, what is AI is involving into the QA side, and what are the roles? Because of I heard many things into the RAG model, LLM models, many models I'm hearing, and each and every day the new AI tool is coming, and this is helpful, this is helpful. Many things are coming actually. What
Yeah.
it is going to be helpful for these tools and for complete automation set, that's for sure. In upcoming days, it's 100% automation, that's for sure. But what are the tools? Because of when I started my career in the 2010 and 11 at that time, the
Mhm.
QTP is the number one. Actually, 2006 to 2012 up to QTP is the number one. Later
Till
it
Selenium
go
came.
away. Yeah, later Selenium acquired complete stuff, and right now is trending, booming is the Playwright. Playwright is taking most of the market, which is into the Microsoft product. So it is very good actually than Selenium. So in upcoming days, what are the tools are coming? In the tools, what are the AIs helping to get more faster and quality and the complete shift left kind of stuff? Could you please explain me on this area, Karthik? I have lot many questions, but as of now, I can.
Perfect, and I think it's a great question. Before that, Lakshmi, you had your hand raised. Do you want to add something to it? Did you have
Yes,
it?
Patrick. I'm hearing echo.
It's, I don't know from whose end the echo is coming. It's not from. Let me try and go on mute.
Okay. I think it's good. No. Here.
Go ahead. There is a little echo, but try and complete and see.
Yeah, sure. So I want to add few points. I'm not sure if those points were covered in the going towards sessions or not. One is I'm seeing many ads where many people are using ChatGPT as a Google. How efficiently we can use AI? That is one
Sure.
question. And the other thing is how the interview process is going forth.
So how we can use LLMs or different AI tools efficiently in our automation purpose of testing roles, and how we can get towards the interview preparations.
Yes.
What
I mean,
we
like
can
how the
expect.
process is going forth. Are they
Got
going
it.
to apply the program, or how they are going to analyze a person?
Fair enough. We will go through that. All right. Ella. Okay.
Okay. So,
So team, now what I did is it's been exactly about an year since when I've been doing very detailed research when I came up with the first QA to AI batches. And even I was not sure where, because there is not one tool that does everything for us. Please understand it. There are a few tools. For example, I'll show you Cursor in a few minutes of how Cursor has done a lot of what I wanted it to do. Be it karate, be it playwright. Naresh, can you go on mute? I think that was the reason we were hearing the resound from Lakshmi. Thank you. So now let me go back, Naresh, to your question. You have to break down first what all exists in AI. The second is we have to map it with what we do in software testing. Simple LLMs like ChatGPT or so on can easily generate test cases, manual or test data. Now, generative LLMs is which is typically now any ChatGPT comes with a lot of these models team. They have RAG built in. So let's talk very briefly about each of it. Let's not confuse. Generative AI is generating something beyond just an answer or a response to your questions and giving you. It could be code, image, text, all of these. And that is where you use a lot if you need to write scripts. So for example, if you look at Cursor, it is an IDE. It's got its own built-in AI agents that you can link up with. You can switch your models and so on. And for us, what is most important is, can it generate tests in different platforms? So for example, if I want it to build an end-to-end, let us say karate framework or playwright framework or selenium framework, it should be able to do it for me. And it should tell me exactly how to do, where to do. All this happens with a simple good prompting, good RAG, and so on. Now, what you were saying, right, Naresh, about where you're technically as a 100% automation engineer, we can improve and fasten the whole process. Better ROI, better efficiency, accuracy is something you have to keep a close eye. We cannot just blindly trust them. AI agents are and agentic AI are a little different team. Let me try and explain to you very simple. AI agents are something where I say do A, B, C, D. If B goes wrong, then handle something and so on. Then go to E, F. I want finally Z. A to Z, do it for me, and here are the steps for it. Exactly, I'll say how to do each and everything. It is not fully popular. I don't think we are able to do all of these AI agents without human involvement. That is where a lot of us are focusing. When it comes to agentic AI, the key thing is autonomous team. So though it is being loosely used, agentic AI is where we're talking about totally autonomous, where I just say go and test this application and it should do it. Playwright MCP, for example, is that kind of a model. So is it clear, team, so far? There are a few concepts. See, we're talking about LLMs and what it can do for us. Very simple to start with. Gen AI can do a lot more for us. You can give, in fact, ask it to write all your scripts and so on, like I showed you. This is where you talk about even your CI/CD, entire self-healing. So you run tests, your tests fail because you gave wrong data or your automation is incorrect. You have to go find it earlier and do it. Now we have self-healing tests or self-healing agents. After a test is run, they'll identify the root cause. If it is not an application, then they will try and do something else. All right, let's see. Now we talk about AI and agentic AI, where I want it to do a set of tasks. To what level of autonomy or not, I don't know. End-to-end test orchestration, root cause analysis. I think that is where agentic and AI agents, for me, very simple. AI agents are not autonomous. I tell it exactly what to do, and then it goes about doing its purpose. Sometimes it needs some monitoring. Agentic, totally autonomous. I want it to do end-to-end. Don't ask me questions in between. These can take some time, minutes, hours, to actually give you results also. Or it could be something that is going on live. A lot of tools, team like Functionize, Mabel, all of these are actually doing well with AI features. And remember one thing, while there are open source tools like Selenium, Karate, Cucumber, Playwright and all, there is a huge competition from the SaaS industry in the quality assurance era. Everyone is fighting, and even the consulting and vendor companies, because QA has been a huge portion of IT workforce involvement. What is RAG team? Very simple. You give it some context relevance. You give it existing knowledge bases. So for example, notebook LM is RAG. I want it to only give me answers based on what I give it. So if I'm giving all about my projects, my Jira stories, my Jenkins results or workspace, I want it to only speak about that. I don't want it to go into the LLM and then get me information. So it has to be absolutely towards what I want it to do. Then I can interact and have an LLM continue to assist me a little bit more. That is RAG team. That is where vector databases come in. I do not think that we at our level need to master or go very deep into what vector databases or how they are actually solving our big problems in this LLM and tokenizing world. It is more about being aware of how we can use it, team. Imagine giving all your old results execution or your scripts and asking it to improve them, make it better, make it standardized across all projects. So I have 5 teams working on Playwright. Each team started in a different time era, and each one eventually has a different one, not a common framework or methodology. You can use RAG to try and get that into synchronization. Anyone knows what's model context protocol? It took a lot of big loop, and then I wouldn't say it's sizzled down, but it's nothing but a simple API connections. Anyone know? What happened, team, is, for example, Playwright introduced some of its features so that I can use any AI IDE or tool and say that I want some capabilities. So different providers give different capabilities. So Selenium, I don't know if it has Playwright, but the file utils, backend, um, uh, Playwright, all of these that we can use. Where am I? Models? No, not models. These are the existing models in Cursor team. I'm going to use a lot of Cursor if it's okay with you. We'll build a lot of new tests, and it'll be very interesting team. There are Replit and a few things that have been suggested, but I have not migrated yet. What am I looking at? Cloud Edge tools and MCP. There we go. So I have GitHub. So if I want to do anything with GitHub, I have 26 features that are enabled that GitHub is giving me. So I can use this as part of my prompt to do anything. So for example, I ask, now Playwright is enabled. So this is Playwright MCPT, Model Context Protocol. What Playwright is giving me are 22 features like open browser, close browser, click here, do that, things like that, or type text. These are the ones that any regular user typically does on a web application. So I can always just say Playwright, okay, use Playwright MCP and test which application. So there are two applications that I want to bring as part of our discussion team. One is Cogmento CRM, not Cogmento, Cogmento. Come on. Odoo.com. So when we search, right, I still use Google because I like to see the results as to who's the competitor for uh, what is already being used. Cogment is the free application team, very easy for testing and all. So it's a fully built-in CRM. It's a cloud-based. You can create an account easily and start logging in, take a look at everything. And we've created a lot of tests everywhere. Now, the beauty of it is what we're trying to simulate is a lot of similar um, actions or activities maybe on a web application. So this is an interesting one. Then this Hero KU, Hero. There's my Gemini results coming in. I'm just looking for the link. There we go. This one. Now here is where the ability of what all a test automation tool should do on UI is important. Like if I want to do A/B testing, so switch between one to the other. Why is it not loading? Because add, remove elements, add element, delete element. So these are various things that you can try and experience. And when you're trying to build your test framework, something you're learning new using AI, all I'll do is, can you build something out here? So for example, I'll take this URL and see if Playwright MCP can do this. MCP and test a few features on, it's all web application only team, browser. So if my AI works, if I have enough tokens, then I should be able to have a Playwright MCP launch a browser and do everything. It is asking me for the option where it'll do this. I've logged out of the premium version team so that we can only see how a regular user sees it. But otherwise, if you have the premium account and all that, this does it without any interruption, especially as you build your chat history. So look at where we are. A developer can build something, easily be able to test it at their end and don't have to wait for testing. So they've got some tools. Will it do end to end? We don't know that. Any question? What we're trying to? So my intent is very simple. Tomorrow we're going to explore very detailed. We're going to go extremely into. First, we'll start with Selenium team. I want to talk about those basics again. What is automation? Web automation. We'll talk about APIs. We'll talk about karate. That's very popular. Playwright. And yeah, that's. Let me see if allow access, or it could be. Any questions, please? Most of what I wanted to give for today is here, but do I want to go deeper into the topic? Let's see if we can. I have a few things to do. Okay, it's asking me to run. One of the prompts I want to ask, but not on the same. That's fine. Let me put a prompt. Help me. Why help? I'll just say build a detailed. This is LLM team. Test strategy, test plan, and few manual test scenarios with sample test data per this application. Now, as a software test engineer, I would love to have documentation as my key strength. Our communication, the way we share information, tickets, issues, constantly look at emails and chains and Jira tickets and where is what and root cause analysis. That is very important, team. Now, this is very key for us to understand what a test strategy will be. At a high level, giving us what we want to do, you know, what are the types of testing that we want to perform. So when I interact with AI, I have someone who is constantly giving me more information, like one of the best knowledgeable co-workers that you have. Sometimes I
We lost your audio again, Karthik.
I think we are not able to hear you.
Hey, Karthik, could you please unmute you from your end?
We're not able to hear you.
can you hear me now? I hope I was not on mute for too long, right? Somehow getting accidentally pressed. All right, team. Any questions from anyone? Meanwhile, so we want to test all of these. For me to do this manually, we've done this so many times. When it's manual using automation tools, it takes time and effort. When we have to do this using AI as an assistant, we can achieve speed. We might lose a little accuracy. We have to be a little conscious of that. Now, these are my deliverables: test strategy, plan, cases, scenarios, defect report, test summary report. Look at this. I didn't even ask for it, but it felt logical for it that this is the way we have to do. And team, this is all towards shift left testing. Do not worry. You have no idea how far shift left testing can go now. That's humongous. With contract testing and packs and certificates, we can do so much. Look at this. Navigate, enter username, blah, 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 click login, invalid username, module drop down. So each and everything is documented, team. And I can try and get this into different formats. Now, can you give me this entire content in, actually it could be in one response only. Yeah, I got it. So I can just, can I download it? No, I can just copy it and I'll put it into our Google Drive. So our idea now is to test this team. Talking about UI automation, correct? Application and a test, UI. I'm pasting the entire thing that we got from there. Nice. I like MD documents also, markdown versions. They're doing very well when it comes to AI team. For me, it's all about the formats now. I don't want to take into a format in which again I'll have issues tomorrow about something we do. So why did I put it here? Now I can always download this. PDF is fine. Markdown is fine. And put it out here. I can go back to cursor. Did cursor finish those operations? I think it did. Or it's still waiting for me to run one after the other. That's sad. That's okay. I'll honor it for now. Now, what we're trying to do is this is one way, playwright MCP. But I want to go in a very structured way. I'm not doing ad hoc testing. What is the difference between playwright MCPs? I'm not writing any scripts. I'm just calling playwright capabilities remotely and asking it to do this or that for me. And it is executing each of those on a browser that it opens. So it's okay for some quick tests. How do you overall put it into an enterprise ready version? That is a challenge, team. So what I did is we already have this documentation that we got from AI, correct? About our application. And did it download it? I did. I will now, I can stay in the same context. Actually, I'll use a new chat team because it's got relevance from old one. I don't want anything here. I'll create a, no, not here, sorry. QA to AI, new folder. Let's say Selenium. I'll add, 1 second team. I'll get that file, paste it here. Questions, please, while I'm trying to get a few things. See, we have a document, we have requirements. I'm trying to see if cursor can take these requirements and show me how Selenium scripts can come. Downloads. There's an MD document. I'll paste it here. Yep. Now, I'm going to right click and add this directory to the cursor chat. It's a new one. It doesn't have much, but as you look at the context and add more context to a team, it'll try and stay here. It is not a full RAG only, but it'll try and keep its relevance on this folder. Now, the first thing I'll ask is, see, this is where your prompting can be simpler. The future LLMs, the way they're coming is, yes, humans will continue to be lazy. They will not write the entire sentence. So we have to be smart as AI tools to understand what they say. So out here, I'm saying, build a simple, should we say POM-based Selenium framework for this AUT, oops, yeah, thank you, scope. Let's see it does. I don't have too many tokens on this, but I just want to show that what you can experience. AI is expensive, team. It is, I'll show you the usage my team does. Sometimes they're 80 cents, 90 cents, 10 cents, 7 cents, each one. And we do like at least a few dozen a day. And the reason AI is expensive is because it creates, I mean, it needs a lot of hardware compute power. And it thinks through so many ways to come back with the right answer. So it's not easy, team. That is where we'll have to see. Now look, team, in our Selenium folder, it is asking me continue to say, is it okay if we create a new one? So it's got the context. It's got all of the steps that it wants to perform now. So it'll create new folders, new files and all that. I would want it to go without any, I can just say continue all the time, but it is doing, I still have to accept. As it is doing, it is not just building, or look at it, team. So I have not asked it to give me a script. I've asked it to build an entire project. That is the beauty of how we can do software test automation using AI. I don't think I have personally done any coding in the last 10 months or so. All that I've done is looked at the code being generated, test it, make sure I improve it, either change a few things or ask AI to continue to help me out. So you can continue to build on it, team. We started with an application, we built a test strategy, a simple plan and some criteria. Now it is so easy for us to ask it to automate. If I didn't have this MD document, then and I just gave the application and I said do this on it, it could still have done it. But it's much more easier when I know that this is my starting point. When I continue to work with, oh, see where it's building, that is the problem. It's building it across the QA to AI folder, not under Selenium folder. I'll ask it to move it later. But so that is where these things take time. So when we meet tomorrow, I'll try and run through these. We will go through details of exactly how these each and everything means in the code. Since at least I have experienced it so much, I can understand. If there's something new, I can ask AI. And reading is good enough thing, team, where you're able to understand exactly what is happening and everything is in your control. Now, I did not tell it which programming language to use, but I think it by default use Python. We can always ask it to say, hey, can you convert this entire thing from Python to Java? It'll do most of the heavy lifting for you, team. Then we'll have to go and test it. So this is what we're doing on UI, and we'll go a little bit more detailed, team, how we can do a better framework management and so on. Similarly, we've done API tests. We'll go through those again in detail in various ways. API tests using Karate, just Python. I'm also using Foxes to help me to do a lot of them. We will explore that. That is where you all will get certified as well. So it's very easy for you to understand Foxes at that time. Any other questions, team? If you are interested, you can go anytime. We have not yet done a full launch, but we're working with a few prototype customers for now, team. Foxes.com is the URL. And once you go in here, it gives you a landing page with what Foxes is all about. All that you have to do is click on sign in. And once you signed in to your account, it takes you to app.foxes. That is where the entire framework is. So it is a fully web-driven automation. You can also do it on the backend at desktop. A lot of features are built into it. Your engine F, which is the main one, you can do it locally. So you can download the latest GitHub accounts for it. Everything is built in, team. It should be very easy for you to understand. So github.com/foxes demo. This would be where you could try the desktop version as well. But I'll walk you through. So there are a few tools, team, that I want to go through. I want to go through Selenium, Karate. I want to go through Playwright. I want to show Tosca, how it works, maybe Functionize. And let me know if there's anything else popular. I'll also show how Foxes works with it and so on. But right now I'm focused on first finishing UI, going to API. We'll do some database testing. Yeah, all of this. That's the agenda. Cool. I'm back with you guys. Any questions?
What is the tool that you are using here? I mean, in
Cursor. This ID is Cursor.
Cursor. Okay.
Yeah, CUR.
Is it
Yeah.
okay? Is it indicated with which? I mean,
AI.
yeah, which AI?
Um, so cursor is not, it gives you multiple options where I can choose my agents myself. So I can switch the models. If I choose auto, it will take whatever is the best available. What it limits you is number of um, tokens and so on. You can also have max mode. So it's got GPT, it's got Grok, Gemini, Sonnet, all of these. So I think right now what I'm using is 2.5 Flash.
Gemini 2.5.
Gemini 2.5 Flash, correct. And I can also change or add agents out here and say edit, model is auto. Yeah, or I can choose which one. So it is auto, but 2.5 Flash is the what it's doing. What I do is I try and see if my prompting can be so that even a smaller model can do it. Then easily it is okay to go to bigger model, maybe GPT-5 or yeah. So cursor comes with some of the options. It's got some premium features team. Okay, so it's gone to my dashboard that you can try. So
Is it a free version or paid?
there's a free version and then there's a paid version as well. It's a nice IDE. Or even if you use VS Code or PyCharm, Eclipse, you can use even Copilot and other things. They're not doing as a complete job as Cursor does it. So I would recommend if you've not tried Cursor, try it. It's very easy, just like any other IDE. The only thing that is different is we have this AI panel on the right. So I can toggle between my panels and say, I have a terminal panel where I can run my code, any Python code that I want to run or any other language. Yeah, otherwise it's very simple like any other IDE. Here's the
Okay.
pricing. There's a free version, it's $20, $60, and $200 per month. So sometimes free is enough. You have 1 week pro trial after that, I think just limited. But if you take pro and try it for a month, I'll guarantee you'll finish it in 3-4 days. All the tokens that it'll give you. So try free and see what corporates are doing. Once you understand and play around, right, with a faster tool, you can adapt with any other tool.
Okay.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kiran.
But
Anyone else,
a
please?
quick question.
Questions?
Yeah,
Yes,
quick
go ahead.
question. In some companies like banking system or some projects and all, there will be a restriction to that not to
AI.
expose the APIs or some applications and all.
Hmm.
So in that case, the company will provide some like licensed version AIs, right?
Exactly. So see, PII and PHI and any secure data is very important.
Yes.
And even though we are software testing, we'll only work with synthetic or test data, we still have access to systems. So all large corporations are not doing full-fledged AI releases. They're doing it in a very, very controlled and staged manner, one after the other. So it's a longer journey. Like it took a lot of time for us to adapt to cloud. Some companies took so long to get there. AI also is being released as a controlled way, not aggressively. So where I am working, for example, we got some our company named GPT.com, and we can ask it, but it's so limited. I can only attach 3 files. It won't let me download. I can't go beyond context. So it is very limited. So that is where when we're doing personal research, let us not be limited. When we're doing working in corporates, we have to follow that norm. What I try and do is you can always contribute and say, hey, can we try this? Can we try this? Keep asking them till they keep saying no. Uh, a lot of times your security team, network team, but it goes through your architects, enterprise architects on QA, QE. Push them, they will bring in those innovations.
Okay. And one more thing. suppose big companies are following their own test strategy document.
Correct.
But when we ask AI, it will generate a test strategy in real world the companies are using, like a general test strategy document. So in that case, it's very difficult to generate a customized test strategy document as company standards.
That is where we have RAG, correct? Where I'm
Right.
only giving it relevance. So I'll give it my test strategy and
Uh-huh.
ask it to only focus on it. I'll not ask it to go outside. So
Okay.
I'll give it my test strategy. I'll give it our Jira boards, our Jira
Hmm.
epics, our test data, our SQL Server reports, all of these. It should only stay in the boundary. That is RAG. So corporates will use this very. See, that's why verifiability for audit trail, accuracy and relevance, it has to be absolutely to your need. So for example, in Notebook LM, if I give our test strategy, what we built, and ask
Mhm.
it to do something, it will only give me based on this. So this is one, I'll add a new source. There's an MD file that I downloaded, very quick team. And any others have questions, meanwhile, keep coming along. It's very interesting when I get to hear from people. Venkata, you're self-muted. You can unmute at your end. So I just created this MD document, correct?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna add that. And give
Yeah.
me, yeah, go ahead, please.
Just want to, sorry to interrupt,
No
continue
worries.
to our friend question. So how far this, can you hear me?
Yes, little broken, but yes, I can hear you. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I just want to confirm that, as this complete, even Jira, our data is very secured for the company side, from our side as well. How secured we are giving this total information and putting on the cloud? Man, it's okay. Letter it is fine, but
Yeah,
how the companies are accepting giving our information to the cloud?
they're not. Not all companies are accepting. Very few are doing something about it. See, that is depending on, it's all depends on the industry and segment. Let's say in the financial sector, it's very tough. Healthcare, again, another big industry where it's not easy to take. Government, um, you know, ESG side, again, those. So I don't think AI will be adapted fully anywhere. Let us say, but there's a tool that has it inbuilt that is secure. So the boundary guardrails and something called as explainable AI is very critical. We are doing it in phases, Venkat. If you ask me how are we doing it currently in corporates, we're doing it one after the other. Right now, we got it to the project management team. It is going to the developers next. And I'm trying to argue that why can't we also do some on testing on the side? All we got so far was a simple GPT, which is an LLM, and it doesn't do much for me, LLMs. I wanted to really go deeper into, integrating it with our scripts and so on. So the um, corporate acceptance is going to be challenged. The same questions we were always asking. It's going to be a slow journey sometimes for some, but look at it. Every organization is going to lose a very important advantage of technology by not adapting to AI quickly. It can do a lot. They're losing money. They're losing edge over their competitors. There is a pressure, but we have to make it easy. So do a lot of research on the side and then come up with the best prompts, best context engineering, and then you can use RAG within your corporates. You have to take it step by step. Do prototypes, team. Show prototypes. For example, even Playwright MCP, will they allow? I don't know. So I don't even know if they will let you download a tool called Cursor because it looks AI. But they might let you download VS Code or Eclipse, which might have an AI plugin. The corporate governance and rules come from various factors, but the benefits are humongous. I don't think any logical company, at least 20-30% AI adoption. I'm not saying 100%. That's important team. All right.
So how can we use the RAG over Gemini?
Okay. So basically, I'm here Google Gemini,
Mm-hmm.
and I will add context. The only problem is it does not stay only with our context. So this is Gemini. Notebook LM stays with the context. Now here I'll say analyze the doc, a simple one. So for me, it is the relevance is this, but it can give me something from the large wide web, everything that it has analyzed also. If I want specific to it, I'll go to notebooklm.google.com. That is pure RAG. It'll stay on context. So I can
No.
upload up to a few files. I can upload code. I can ask it to write code for me also based on that, correct? But
Yes.
how do you link your Jira stories and your enterprise applications? You cannot. It has to be either built in or you have to create something specific. Some companies are taking Gemini, accepting it internally. Copilot is very popular, but it does not do a greatest job. I don't know the
But
latest version.
Gemini is not working as expected. I mean, suppose
Yeah,
if you
yeah, go ahead.
suppose if you upload the template test strategy template,
Mm-hmm.
if you ask to prepare the test strategy document, everything we need to feed that Gemini so that it will document in that structured way how you feed. But in the same way, you can copy paste and create a new document manual, right?
If it's yes, exactly. And sometimes, and I've seen this, I ask it to generate, say, can you give me a more detailed test strategy document? All it did is it added a word called detail at the start and end of everything.
Yes. Yeah, lot of modifications need to be done.
And that's why I don't trust on a specific LLM. It's just the starting point. A lot of a quality engineer test automation job is going back to building frameworks, automating end to end.
Yeah,
So I love to stay with IDE. So for my IDE, I want simple documentation and then, yeah, getting started with it. I prefer Grok a little bit more. I've seen it doing a lot with me, but then so if I'm doing it with cursor, I'll try and do everything here itself. I can ask the same things here. So for example, this is already there. So I'll say AUT improve this test strategy. How do I want it to improve? I'll say make it more robust. I'm typing, okay, robust and focus on NFR. I'll say NFR is non-functional requirement, like a security, static or dynamic app testing, performance load testing and all. So I have built in Gemini, I've built in GPT or whatever. So I can stay here. I don't need to switch between my windows anymore. Today we are seeing all these, but from tomorrow I think we'll just stay on cursor. I might use premium account so that will be faster at my end, but challenge will be a little slower for your end. But look at this. See, it's looking, and this is where I like it. There's an existing document. It knows in green that it is creating new ones. Red is all the highlight of what it wants to delete. So it's suggesting something new. So I don't want it to override it. I'll just say save as a new version. This is a constant dialogue. Imagine that you have an SDET sitting along with you, a functional assistant sitting with you, a manual tester sitting with you, like Playwright MCP. There is no stopping us, team. Imagine I get defects and ask it to analyze it and fix it. I can go exactly with the root cause and point to the developer and say, this is where it's happening, I believe. Can you please check it? If it is, then change it, I'll retest it immediately. That's how fast things can move, team. So these are good documents. I'm going to keep them as part of the project. I'll share it with you all as we progress. Questions anymore? But this is very interesting. I really like all that you're all asking, team. Let me see if I can unmute all and
Is
take
there
the
any
last.
similar? Is there any similar plugin for IntelliJ or Eclipse?
If I think all IDs these days have minimum they have is Copilot. Oh wow, this is done. Yeah. So I don't know if they're all powerful enough, well integrated enough. They're all trying to, but Cursor has been leading. There's Replit and a few other things, but all other, even PyCharm has some things going on. If your documentation that you start with is simple and easy, then I believe that you could use even a smaller, simpler LLM to do. But believe me, team, every AI solution, every model, everything that is happening is very different. There's no consistency in anything. They will all give you different things. So it is you who have to screen and put it into the model. But for example, look at this, all that it has done with decent prompting. Everything is so well documented, and from there it goes. I'll just make sure that it's all merged into a folder. Can you move all? Any other questions while I'm doing this?
Mainly in terms of documentation, there is no much help on the artifacts like in test plan, test strategy document. But in terms of coding and all, AI is good, I think.
Why not
In my
even test plan, test strategy? If I give my high level design, proper one of the project, and then I give my all the correct stories, I'll come up with very detailed test strategy and plans, test cases, everything end to end will come up. Now we gave it hardly anything, right? So it came up with very layman thing. You have to
but
build
the
it. It's a,
but the thing is, we need to feed them, right? Everything like what is the functional testing, what is the scope, and all, what is the
yeah.
user story.
What? Let's say you have a Jira, uh, and you have a set of epics or features. You give those links to it. Go through these Jira tickets and all that. That's it. So, for example, Grok is here. It's already. I don't know if it did that.
But the thing is, suppose if we give you one user story, but
Okay.
how can a tool know what is the positive and negative cases and business cases?
Exactly. That is where I say QA is not replaceable. We still need to do some kind of a oversight on all of these. I cannot see if agentic AI happens for software testing. We don't need anything to do, team. Developer will be building. There'll be a tool which will take that, test it this way, that way, write codes, do all of these steps automatically, find defects and everything. We don't need anywhere. That is where humans come in. Is it writing the right scope? Is it actually addressing it? Is it doing what it's supposed to do? We need to monitor these. Be glad that we're only looking at Cursor. We're not looking at agentic AI. They're doing end-to-end team. And a lot of companies are building them. Sorry. Yeah, but those are great questions, Kiran. I really like where you're coming from. Very
No,
in-depth
no.
questions. Thank you.
Yeah, every day we are doing research on this Gemini. My manager is pushing like anything. Use Gemini, use AI every day. But the user stories are not clear. How can I write the test cases? I mean, with the help of AI and all. So that is the biggest challenge we are facing daily. Even test strategy document, it's not giving up to the mark. It's a problem with our business and all. It's not problem with the tools and all. So
And what I've observed, right, Kiran, a lot of these organizations have the same challenge because every 2-3
yes.
years they've been changing the tools and what we use to automate, thinking that something will do better. And I understand that developers also don't always document everything and make it easy for us. Our life is not
Yes,
that easy. We don't
yes,
get
sir.
everything handled well. They don't even tell us if there's unit and component tests are well done and what they did in that. We don't even
Yes,
have
exactly.
sometimes that clue. That is where we have to be more prepared, and it's a known challenge. We have to go beyond that, think beyond it. Since we are aware that this happens, we'll try our best. So with the clarity that we have, we can still use. The thing is how much you build with it. So there's, okay, in the next session I'll talk about rules and how we put, boundary rails, guard rails around what we do. It will really talk about. Let's take these examples. Let's go into detail. Let's write test cases. Let's see what happens. Let's get Jira and other things also into play. If you do not have documentation, AI cannot help your team in a big way. It can get you started. You need something to show, either a sample application or documentation. Then it can get started. Let me see if I have any questions from the chat or anyone else in the audience. Please raise your hand, team, if you want to be unmuted. Yeah, Venkata.
Yeah, of course, this may be irrelevant. Just what you would suggest, like if anyone wanted to jump to AI for testing growth kind of thing, for suppose I have experience in manual and automation. If I want to jump to AI testing, which tool you suggest instead of searching everywhere? I mean, all the AI tools, agentic tools. So which one you suggest?
I don't have favorites. Are you talking about AI tools or test automation tools that use AI?
Yeah, I
Which one?
understand.
Yeah, so what AI tools should I learn for future software test engineering? Now, for me, it's very simple. I want, as long as my job is being done successful, those tools are enough. If it is a screwdriver and hammer, that's fine. If I need an electric drill or lot of equipment, that's a bigger purpose. All that we're doing, team, is why does AI know or LLM know Selenium? Because Selenium documentations are everywhere. Karate everywhere. Python everywhere. It will do a very easily good job. You need one is a proper LLM, RAG, and IDE. Those are the only three things you need. What else?
Yeah.
You don't need anything else. So look at this AI-enabled test generation tools. So Smart Bear, Tricentis, Test Sigma already have AI built into them, just as an assistant. They might not have the best version, but it'll improve. GitHub Copilot, very popular. I don't use it. All I've shown you is Notebook LM, maybe one LLM, and an IDE. It's the easiest thing to start with. Mabel, function, it's talking about all the beautiful tools, and I love these answers that it's giving me. Postman plus AI assist, that's standard here. We've been doing plus AI assist. Yeah, it's come up with a new one. Sonar Cube. No, I don't need to learn all of these, but I need to find a way to use any AI tool to solve either Selenium, Karate, or any other type of automation framework that I need to use. So that becomes very important. AI tools on your resume, apart from this, there are few other tools, but they're non-development and all that. Proper IDE, good LLM and RAG, more than enough. So that you're not overcomplicating yourself. Yeah, play
Yeah,
around
thanks.
with them. And then, yeah. Hi, Sharath. Yes, please.
Hi, Karthik. You have a question. So, are there any AI tools or solutions which can take the context from, like, database, like, especially for database applications, data-heavy testing? So, is there any way, any tools available that can, take the context? Once you give the connection to the database, they learn the relationship, they understand the different data conditions, and give you the test data, or write your sequels for test data generation and everything. Anything like that?
No, not something that I've heard recently, which is popular, that understands DB schema and gives recommendations, correct?
Mhm.
So what is happening is there a tool that does it without AI currently is the question. So you have a lot of existing tools that do it. Now with AI, there might be a few tools. So how are you doing it currently without AI, Sharath, if I may ask?
I mean, that's just like, manually, like, connecting to the
Very
SQL
simple.
developer and things like that.
SQL
Yeah.
developer. Yeah, correct. Now, the best thing that can happen is SQL developer getting a inbuilt AI with it. Like Cursor. Cursor is an IDE and it's got an AI. Copilot like that. So if SQL developer brings it, that is the AI solution. You cannot look at or rely on a third-party solution to do both the jobs.
Okay.
Because your database testing is very critical. You have all your schemas, everything that rules and everything there. Now, you already using SQL developer. Is there something that can do better than SQL developer? I don't know yet with AI enabled.
Right, and especially if you want to automate those, backend tests as well.
It can be. It should not be that. At least few queries we can easily automate and keep them. Smoke or shakeout tests. If I have to go very detailed flow by test, it can create, it can review. AI can really help in database testing. Let's explore. I'll do it as part of this training.
Okay.
I'll do this. Yeah. We'll take even MongoDB or NoSQL, some things. We'll just play around and see how it happens.
Yes, I'm actually like interested in SQL and NoSQL. Yes, and
NoSQL
how we
as well.
can automate the tests, whether it is like APIs or just the backend testing or ETL. Yeah, I'm mainly focused on the backend test automation.
Yeah. And that is where, it's very interesting where I can't stop thinking and trying. For me, it's amazing because I'm also learning and I'm also trying to get everything that I've learned together in a faster track. How to focus on backend testing. Yeah, with DBs, I'll just say. When I say DB, I'm just saying DB, not SQL. Yeah, cool. So for us, let's play around practically. I want to bring in few databases. Let's see, maybe either test results go there or we have some sample data sitting there. Anyway, we'll have JSON payloads in all of this different data. We can organize them. Test data management is a very, very important thing, team. Large enterprises struggle there a lot. Of course, reusability components, everything plays in. Sure, thank you. Team, I'm enjoying it. Any other questions, let me know. Otherwise, the plan is we're meeting tomorrow and we're going to go deeper into these. I'll have this video, everything on the YouTube channel. And what was that? Also on the website. So you can access it there. The plan is to see you tomorrow at the same time. But go ahead, please. Any other questions?
Hi, Karthik, one question related to RAG. First time I'm hearing this RAG. What is that RAG exactly, and how it is important for testing?
Okay. Okay. So what happens is, I'll go back to this once again. The first thing that AI actually launched to us is saying that LLM. So if I ask LLM how to make a good profile for a software test architect or engineer, it'll give me various answers. Now, I want to give it only my context, my profile, and ask it to build something. So RAG stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation. What it is doing is it is only retrieving based on whatever context you give. LLM will search the entire World Wide Web, all the blogs, everything. It has already searched. In fact, it's not searching. It has already trained itself on it, and it'll give us the output based on whenever is the cutoff date. RAG will only give based on your project. So if I created, for example, I did here, there are only two documents, AUT, UI, MD, and so on. It will only answer questions based on this. So for example, out here, I have specific scripts or folder. if I zip this entire thing or can integrate it and say, only stay with the reference with that and with that relevance. So RAG will always help you to address your questions related to your project, your scope, your domain, your documents. It will not try and give you everything from the outside world. I can still ask it what is the best practice, what is the purpose of retrieval? Yeah, so this is suggested. It'll give me some information from LLMs as well, but its focus is to stay in scope. That is RAG.
See, in our office, right, we have Copilot. There two tabs are there. One is work and one is web. So it is customized to get the data from our work environment, that is work tab. And web is means it will go outside and get. Is that kind of RAG only? Work we are searching? Or?
Work dev and work. Okay.
No, in Copilot, right, we have two tabs in the top. If we select work and ask questions, right, it will get the data from inside the company only, company data. From the company
I see.
data. It is customized.
Nice.
That is also okay.
That is RAG. That is a RAG model. Where it's context window, it's trying to limit it only to us. It'll keep a few regular English and other things everywhere, but yeah, that'll be the focus. So even here, for example, it's all about the plus sign, photos and files or whatever we can add, right? Each tool has its own plus where we're adding context to it. LLMs are not built in, they're external. That is the problem. So once we build in like Copilot that you said, you can do it easily there.
We are learning a lot of tools AI related from the outside learnings. But when we go to office and try to implement, right, we have a lot of restrictions. We cannot use everything.
So
that is
Fisher,
also challenge.
But see, what do our future software testing organizations look at? One, they'll see, oh, you have existing frameworks, POM model, page object model, or whatever. And it's so much. There's like 500,000 Java programs or Pythons or features. It is cumbersome. Let's clean it up. Let's make something better. So the biggest thing that you can start with is analyzing about how are things organized. Is there a better way to do things? It's a slow progress, believe me. AI cannot give you quick solutions in large enterprise cases. But don't be in a hurry. As long as you're aware that which part of AI can solve which problem, it's like picking that tool out of our toolkit when we need it.
Will you also be covering that agentic AI part in next sessions?
So one of the courses that I did recently was agentic AI using Python. I'll either share that or I'll repeat it maybe in chat, where we're building all these agents. Okay, Foxes is that kind of an agent. We'll see if that would work with us. Autonomous, but
also proprietary, right? So we cannot use in our company. Just
no,
to
why?
learn.
You can go to GitHub.
I'm not sure.
Okay. Yeah. So there is a user version and there's a developer version. So anyone can use the demo version, and it's got the entire README of what it can do and so on. Even for AI, it's easy. So when you can open this GitHub link from any corporate accounts, just go to code, download zip, or integrate it with your GitHub desktop or your IDE, and you should be good. I'll show you this on mine tomorrow, but you can do it at your end also try. But not, I mean, take it one by one team. I don't want you to get confused with what you want to deliver. There's so many new things that are coming up, Playwright, MCP, and so on. You can't hurry up on them. Yes, Kiran.
So assume there is a tool, there is a LLM developed framework from the scratch. Okay, it has given a complete end-to-end framework.
Okay.
And there are two QA resources in your project who was working. They have like 3 to 4 years of experience. Can you think that they can do research and optimize the code, or can you assume that tool itself developed optimized framework?
The first version may not be very optimized. It may not have a lot of issues. So there's constant maintenance that is needed. Let us say you're using AI once to develop that entire framework, and then you're maintaining it manually, or you'll continue to use AI also to maintain it. What is very important is the ease of maintenance with which this mid-level engineers can make sure that the code is efficient, there are no inaccuracies, and it can be reusable all the time, and the jobs are running. So yeah, that's a perfect way. Instead of having 10 QA engineers, I can have 2 QA trained on these tools and well automated framework. I will never trust AI to give me an end-to-end full framework. It'll be a great starting point. Sometimes it'll give me 30%, sometimes it'll give me 90%. The last mile, you have to fix it. There is no solution
Yeah.
here. It does it for us.
Yeah, in one of the company, there was one QA resource automation, only QA one automation resource.
Mhm.
He, with the help of LLM, he developed the framework from the scratch. But he has not in detail. He don't know where the, page objects was. Detail. He didn't do like debug and all. He didn't go in depth into the project. After a few days, he left the company, and
Yeah.
I
he
comment
hired.
on that. I comment on that, Karthik. Yeah, this AI will help. I'm Naresh guy. I don't know that.
Go ahead, Naresh. Yes, you're adding to what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. Regarding the who are completely depending on AI is not so good. If you are working on if you're working on any automation testing, but enhancing faster deliverables, end-to-end flow kind of stuff, or whenever your code is more dynamic way to implement the functions, actions, and multi-project, multi-tier structure. Example, I am working one of the organization. I am handling 6 projects. 6 projects. 6 projects in a single framework, which is into the hybrid model, and BDD also we were using into it. So
Playwright, is it, Naresh, mostly?
Playwright. Last 4.5 years onwards, I'm working with the Playwright only. Earlier, I used to work on C# and Java, Selenium C# and Selenium Java. But if you are completely depending on this AI, implementing scratch to 100% framework also, it may be going to harm for you. Why? Whenever you are executing smoke suit and regression suit, right? That time, if you fail something somewhere, you may got stuck. Somewhere your exports or your functions are it is not working, right? If you don't know how to debug, if you don't know how to fix those kind of issues, it is nothing. It's no use for you. You failed there.
No, but yeah, what you said is absolutely correct, Naresh. The things, but the companies like managers and all, I'm not blaming managers, but they are simply saying that, hey, you have AI, right? You can use that one. What is the problem with you? They are simply saying
Yeah,
that these words. And
yeah. AI will help. If you know, then you more and more refine your code, more and more dynamic way to deliver your things.
Yeah, but the
That's what.
challenge
If you don't,
is how do we respond back to the manager saying
yeah,
AI is not solving everything for us? You have huge expectations. You're expecting the
yeah,
sky, and we're living on first or second floor right now.
they are in the sky and they are asking us to fly into the sky, but it's not
That
possible.
is that is because of, if you observe it, it's the corporate dynamics and the pressure they're feeling that's coming from somewhere. And they're giving a direction that everyone must use AI so that teams, individuals will be more efficient. And the reason is it's very simple, right? Yeah. So go ahead, please.
if AI is there in front of you, he will sit in front of PC one robo, and the robo will do everything, right? Why you are there? No, AI
But that robo
won't
is
do
still
all
in
the stuff.
production. It'll come only next year.
Yeah,
It's called Olympus from Elon
yeah.
Musk, $30,000-$40,000 or something, I guess. And It is all about adoption. Why, when Selenium said, people were saying QTP does it and Selenium came, how many people jumped to Selenium immediately? There was so much friction. People took so long to jump to Selenium, then Cucumber, then Karate, then Playwright. So it takes time. It takes time, team. We cannot adapt anything overnight. AI is fastest, though, in adoption.
And down the line, we can also develop the code, right? We can also work as a developer to develop the APIs and with the help of API. This
Why not?
AI,
Absolutely. You
because
can create microservices and the whole architecture. You can create an application, Flask, and link it, totally deploy it. That is a beauty, team. And that's one of the poll questions I asked. Do you want to stay in QA? Because sometimes think beyond SDET, think beyond testing, think of a AI engineer also.
yeah,
Be
currently
ready.
in
You
our
accept AI first.
yes,
Go ahead.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Nothing. Currently, we are planning to shift into developers. I mean, to develop the APIs and all, with help of AI.
Nice. Good. And please keep sharing your feedback as you go, Kiran. Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Great. This is an amazing conversation, team. I'm really glad to be all connecting to what we're facing in a practical, everyday work life in 2025 software testing professionals' life. I wonder how 2026 gonna be, team. It's because
Yeah.
end of the day, yeah, we're driven by market and industry. So we have to be very, very ready and susceptible to changes.
And down the line,
So confused after this class or this session.
What was that, Venkata?
Uh, so confused after this session. So
So
what to
confused.
learn, where to this AI tools like a pawn shops in our street. You know, each day something
New
is
tools are
coming.
coming. And I do a lot of YouTube research and I'm seeing all the product launches. Oh man, so much noise. So much noise.
but the
Let's see. Let's see when.
change would be happen in 2027, not 2026, because no one know complete AI.
We need an AI astrologer for it. Here's the thing, team. What is not in our hand, we cannot. But what we can, we must. And in today's world, we do not have excuse. If I can't learn something on work because it restricts, I will do it on my personal. I'll at least learn the skill. Enjoy your time with it. That is where I think it's very important. What is passionate for you all? Did I even ask that question? I'll ask the last question, team, and I'll let you go after this. It's a poll, if you can, and anyone can speak if in meanwhile. What excites you in software testing? Easier than coding, or you love the fact that quality is key for anything? Like you're quality focused, you have keen eye towards defects, like you see something, spell errors to anything wrong in a screen on a painting or an art, you can immediately figure it out. Or you think you have good communication and analytical skills that helps you traverse as a QA professional, because as QA professionals we connect with a lot of teams, back-end teams, front-end teams, DB teams, project teams, agile teams, everyone, release teams. What excites you? That's important. I just put it on the poll. And thank you so much, team. Any other questions? Let me know. We're connecting tomorrow, same time, 8 a.m. Pacific. I'll take a few questions, but I want to go deeper from building things. Let's see how AI can be used, but keep contributing with your answers. I got only 40% votes. I think everyone is tired with the session already. Let me know if there are more questions. Otherwise, I'm closing this poll. 70% votes in. Thank you. And sharing it. So that's nice. I think we're distributed. And thank you for being honest, team. 30% of you said it's easier than coding. Being a coder, a lot of people that I've met since 2009, when I've started training with ITIL and QTP, is I don't like coding. I took QA only for this. Karthik, now you're asking me to learn coding. That's not fair. Um, that's why we chose, because we love quality, we have eye for detail, and we're good with personal skills, interpersonal skills. Great. Perfect. Awesome session. Thank you all. Let's connect tomorrow. If you still need to reach out for any other questions, just let me know.
Thank you, Karthik.
Thank you, everyone.
Kantik,
Have a good rest.
thanks for the time. Thanks, Mitch.
Yeah, thanks,
Have a good day.
Karthik. Yeah, thank you, everyone. Yeah, bye.
Thank you all. Bye.